Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to do the full review for the Sony Xperia SP Android phone. And this is a higher end mid-range phone from Sony. I have already done the unboxing for this phone, so you can check out this video to know what comes inside the box and a general overview of the phone. This phone has some impressive specs. It comes with a 1.7 GHz dual-core processor based on the Qualcomm S4 Cryte architecture. It has an Adreno 320 GPU and the RAM on this is 1 GB. The internal storage provided on this phone is 8 gigs. Out of that you get just around 5 gigs, and it has a front-facing VGA camera and the rear-facing camera is a 8 megapixel shooter. And before I proceed towards the review, as you can see, the MRP price quoted here is 27,490, but Faisal Communications quoted me a street price of 23,500 for this phone, and I want to thank them for providing this unit for review. Coming to the screen, it has a 720p HD screen, and as you can see, the viewing angles are okayish, but the contrast is not that great, I would say. But overall it's a decent phone. And one thing I did notice is that this phone does support the auto brightness setting. Let me show you the display options. And as you can see, and it also has this mobile Bravia engine, but I did notice that when I keep this in auto brightness and go outdoors in bright sunlight, it does not adapt quickly to the lighting and it's hardly legible. I have to manually pull it to the full brightness. Also, it does have this glove mode, so when you enable that, and if you're using a glove, then also you can use the phone, so that's a nice thing. Coming to the storage, let me show you the same. Internal storage is 8 gigs, but you just get about 5 gigs, and as you can see, I've just loaded a couple of heavy games and some apps, and I just have about 2.8 GB of storage. Yes, you can add a micro SD card, but you cannot move the apps to the micro SD card. You can use the SD card to store videos and media files, etc. Also, another good thing about this phone is that it does support USB OTG, and I'll show you that later on in the video. And now let me give you a quick physical overview of the phone. On the top we have this 3.5mm headphone jack, and on this end we have the volume rocker, the new iconic power button from Sony that we are seeing in the new Xperia phones. We have this screw, so it spoils the look of the phone, and we also have a dedicated camera shutter button. On the bottom you'll see this transparent plastic. Actually this is the LED notification, so when you ever get a call or missed call, or you even view the gallery, this glows. And on this end again we have that one more screw, and we have the micro USB slot over this end. Moving towards the back, we have the 8 megapixel camera, opening for the speakerphone, LED flash, another opening for the secondary microphone, Xperia logo, and it here shows the NFC tag. This phone is NFC enabled. And also the back cover, actually it's kind of a soft plastic, so it's nice to touch, and we can open it up. We have an indent over here, and by just prying it open, and it's thin plastic, and this reveals the slots for your micro SIM card and the micro SD card. We can add a micro SD card up to 32 GB. Again, if you notice, the battery is kind of sealed, so the battery is not user replaceable. I feel it's kind of annoying to not have a removable battery, because you can open the back cover. I don't know why Sony did that. And the battery is a 2370 milliampere battery, and in my testing with average usage, I could last it 1 day. So battery is okay, I would say. Coming to the call quality also was very nice. I have no problems with the same. This is the earpiece. One thing I did notice is that just look at the earpiece. It's a little bit sharp, and when I was pressing the phone towards my ears, sometimes at some angle it was hurting a little bit. So you need to be aware of that. The front-facing camera is just a VGA. And if you notice on the bottom, the navigation buttons are part of the display, like some of the other new Android phones by Sony. For example, the Xperia Z, ZL all have that. And you can hit this to get the multitasking tray, and you can just swipe away the applications to kill it. And we also have these tiny apps. These are small apps which can run over an existing app, and we have a few of them pre-installed, but you can add a couple of more directly from the Play Store. So that's a nice thing. It comes with the new Sony skin, and you do get this gesture. You can add multiple home screens like this if you want. and it's very close to the stock, what do you say, Android experience. Not completely stock, you do get this quick toggles over here, but only we have these. It would have been great if Sony would have allowed us to customize this a lot, but that's not the case. And this is the app tray, you can actually customize it, and other options are also given here, as you can see. Again, I did notice that the phone is very responsive. In fact, it's even more responsive than the Sony Xperia Z or the ZL in general navigation. It was very smooth, and I was like kind of surprised because the Xperia Z and the ZL are higher end phone and they have 2 gigs of RAM. But in those phones, occasionally I used to see a little bit of lagginess, but there's hardly any lag on this Sony Xperia SP. So Sony did a good job in optimizing the UI on this phone. Now I'm connected to my Wi-Fi network, and let's just quickly fire up the browser. We get the Chrome browser, and let's quickly just go to our own website, that's tech2buzz.com. And if you notice how quickly it loaded, again let's try the pinch to zoom gesture, and again that is also very smooth. As you can see, no issues, it handles it without any issues. So let's open up one of the stories. And let's change the orientation. We have some YouTube videos that are embedded on this web page. So let's just quickly just play one of them. And I'll maximize the volume.
Hi, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how to insert the SIM card in this Nokia Lumia 620 and do the initial setup. Inserting the SIM is a little bit tricky, but I'll show you the same. The first thing you need to do is open the back.
Again, it could play it back without any issues. Let's also just, as you can see, the menus are over here, and let's quickly set it to desktop mode, and let's try another little bit of a heavier site. For example, let's go to news.com, and the keyboard is also very easy to type. It's pretty wide and very comfortable. Again, due to the size of the screen, that's 4.6 inches, the phone is fairly comfortable to hold, I would say. Again, as you can see, it loaded the news.com website fairly quickly, and let's try the pinch to zoom gesture. And as you can see, it's again very smooth. Let's open up one of the stories and see the loading time. Again, as you can see, it loaded it very fast. And this was my experience in terms of web browsing. In terms of web browsing, it was excellent, but very fast to load the web pages. So you won't have any issues in terms of web browsing with this Xperia SP. Now let me also talk a little bit about media playback. First, we'll just open the YouTube player and we'll just have a look at my own videos. Let's in fact just open the unboxing video of this Sony Xperia SP. And we move in this orientation, and as you can see, it can play it back in HD. Again, look at the viewing angles. The viewing angles are decent, but if you tilt it too much, due to the lack of contrast, it does not look that great. But in terms of viewing angles, it's much better than some of the other Sony Xperia phones. So let me get out of this one. As you can see, it can play it back without any issues. Another good thing, as I said, is that this phone does support USB OTG. You need to just buy this cable, and I have a pen drive that's attached, and we're just going to directly plug this in. And I have some videos on this pen drive, and we're going to directly play it via that. So I just plugged in the pen drive, and we also have an inbuilt, file manager. Here is the file commander. And I don't want to register it as of now, and let's just go to this USB disk that we mounted just now, and we have a lot of files. Actually, we are interested in the video playback, and I have this trailer that's a 720p video clip, and as you can see, it should play it back without any issues. So this is the video clip. Let me lower the volume a little bit. Again, as you can see, it can play it back without any issues. There's no problem playing back 720p clips, etc. And the experience should be very decent, I would say. It could also play back actually 1080p clips. For example, this is a 1080p clip, and let me show you the same. Again, as you can see, there's no skipping of frames or anything like that. And this is a high bit rate video, and it could play it without any issues. So in terms of video playback, you shouldn't have any issues with this phone. And the good thing is that it does support USB OTG out of the box. Also, I could use it with PlayStation 3 controllers. Actually, I made a separate video regarding the gaming performance of this phone, and you can play some of the games with the PS3 controller using this phone. Again, if you're interested in the gaming performance, you can check out this gaming review video that I made with the Xperia SP. I would say it could play back almost all the games I threw on it, but some of the heavy games I did notice skipping of frames at time, but most of the time it was very playable. Also, I did some benchmarking with this phone, so if you are interested in that, you can check out this video. Again, we get very good scores in benchmarks. Also, the camera, as I said, is a 8 megapixel shooter, and let me show you the interface. We get the stock interface, and one thing is a little bit annoying is that when you have to start to focus, but it doesn't give you any audible sound when it focuses. And also I did notice that autofocusing is not the fastest on this phone. It does take some time, a second or so, but after it does, it fades quickly. You can actually quickly take the shots, and I have actually taken a lot of shots. So you can check out this camera review video in which I show you all these snaps and the videos that I took with this phone, so that you can get an idea. Overall, I would say the camera is decent outdoors, but indoors there's a little bit of noise. In terms of the front-facing camera, I tested it with Skype and I had no issues. Also, this is the dialer, and let me show you the speakerphone volume. Let's dial this, and I'll open the speakerphone, put it on max.
Welcome to the ASL prepaid service. To select language, press 1. To know the balance and validity of your prepaid account.
Also notice this a light that glows when you get a missed call or you are on a call, etc. This glows, and it's pretty bright, so you won't miss any missed call notifications or something like that. Let me also show you the keyboard, and this is the keyboard that Sony has provided, and we do get this predictive text on the top, so it makes it a little bit easy to type. Overall, it's a very decent keyboard. I didn't have any issues, and also if you rotate the phone, it works in this orientation also. Some of you have asked me about the touch sensitivity on this phone, and in my testing for about 2-3 days, I did not face any issues with the touch. As you can see, you can place it on a flat surface also, and the touch was actually very responsive. I didn't have any issues. Some people also asked me about the Wi-Fi performance, and the Wi-Fi performance on this phone was also great. It never dropped any Wi-Fi in my testing. And let me also show you the speed test. I'm on a 4 Mbps internet connection, so let's test it. And let's see how well it handles. And as you can see, it's easily able to max out my internet connection. That's at 4 Mbps. Almost getting the rated speeds. This is the download, and this is the actual upload speeds that I'm getting. So again, as you can see, in terms of Wi-Fi performance, I did not have any issues with this Xperia SP. Also, let me show you the amount of free RAM that is available. Let's swipe away all the applications first. Nothing is there. And let's fire up this Android system info. And as you can see, we get free RAM that is 326 MB available on the phone. And as I said earlier also, in general operations of the phone and while navigating, I hardly noticed any lag, and the phone is actually very responsive. Also, let me show you the multi-touch points, and it does support all the 10 multi-touch points. It's difficult to see, but it does support 10 multi-touch points, so that's also excellent. And Sony also did not skimp on any sensors, and apps like Compass, as you can see, work perfectly on this Xperia SP. So what do I feel about this Sony Xperia SP? It's a decent phone, I would say. Currently, it's priced around 23,500 to 24,000 in India. And it's a good phone. The little bit of cons that I have with this phone is that Sony has this just in the 8GB variant, at least in India. And out of that, you just get about 5GB of available free storage. So if you're kind of a heavy gamer, because these days, many of the heavy games average around 1.5 to 2 gigs, you can just install around 2 games. And that's a little bit of a con. Also, I did notice that in some of the very heavy games, I did notice skipping of frames with the Sony Xperia SP. overall I would say it's a very good phone by Sony, and the pricing is also very decent. It has a 720p HD screen. Now coming to some of the other phones also that are priced closely to this, you can also have a look at the Nexus 4 or the Samsung Galaxy S3. And the big advantage with the Nexus 4 and even the Galaxy S3 is that they have built-in storage of 16 GB, so you can load a lot more games. And don't forget that both those phones are actually quad-core phones. I hope you found this video review helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button given below. If you aren't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe to the same. That's it for now. Thank you for watching. This is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and I hope to see you in my next video.